2017 is finally here. There's so many good games coming out next year, and I'm gonna try my best to not have such a long ass disappearance. I mean, that's definitely gonna be my New Year's resolution, actually. Try and make reviews closer to its release date. Well, that failed. Now this is foreign territory to me, an RPG title. Growing up, I've never been interested in role-playing games. I don't know why, but I just didn't see the appeal for any RPG that I came across. Well, besides Pokemon. Pokemon games have been the only RPGs that I've truly enjoyed, but back then it was considered a crime if you didn't play a Pokemon game, and it was more of a basic RPG. So what made Horizon Zero Dawn so different? What appeal did I see in this game that no other RPG has been able to do? Was it the mechanical animals, the explorative environments, or was it basically the fact that the protagonist was a female with a bow and arrow? Well, all of the above actually. I was so intrigued by this concept that humans were no longer the dominant species and have now been taken over by these robotic creatures. And from the little gameplay that I came across, it didn't bug me that it was an RPG. That, and it also gave me a reason to actually turn on my PS4 after all this time. Seriously, I've not touched this thing since Uncharted 4 came out last year, and now that I've played and completed Horizon, it's now just sitting there collecting dust again. But anyway, as the months went on, the more excited I got for this game, and now that it's been 2 months, the hype and buzz has kind of died down now, so let's see what Guerrilla Games' newest IP has to offer. Actually, before I start, isn't Guerrilla Games the guys that make the Killzone games? Wow. That was this massive shift, wasn't it? From the dark and gloomy atmosphere of those games to the more colourful and vibrant looks of Horizon. And in this game you play as Aloy in a post-apocalyptic setting 1,000 years into the future, where humans have degenerated back to the tribal days, and you start off as an infant where one day she falls down an ancient bunker built by people known as the Old One, which is basically humans of our time. During her exploration down there, she discovers an unknown device known as a focus, and also discovers data points left by humans that were there at the time. Aloy is so intrigued by the focus that she's eager to find out more, including where she originally came from and who her mother was. See, Aloy was born and grew up as an orphan, and in the Noah tribe, a person that doesn't have a mother is considered an outcast and must be exiled into the wild. Sick of all that bullshit that she had to face as a child, Aloy takes it upon herself to train hard with the assistance of her guardian Ross, so she's prepared enough to take on whatever she comes across. It's at this point where you are able to truly traverse through the open world environments. The 3 main areas include Mother's Heart, Meridian and Devil's Grief. When you're in those areas, you are able to interact with people, visit merchants and do all kinds of side quests. When you're outside those areas, there's tons to explore. The developers put Horizon in the title for a reason, because the entire map is massive. And it's not just some empty void either. It's filled with hidden collectibles, beautiful landscapes, natural resources, and my favorite thing to do in this game, encountering various types of machines. These things are no joke, and they waste absolutely no time telling you that they're no joke. The more you progress through the game, you'll come across stronger variations of those machines and much larger machines later on down the road. And trust me when I say this, do not underestimate any of these machines, especially during your first encounter. I shot myself every time I saw something new, because I'm just thinking, what the fuck is that and what the hell can it do to me? Even the smallest of the small fry watchers can pose a threat, because even though its attacks are pretty easy to dodge once you know the pattern, but if it spots you, it will alert any nearby machines to assist it, and most of the time it's way more threatening ones, and they normally come in numbers. To make matters worse, they can fucking blind you, leaving you open to attack. Each machine has their own unique strengths and weaknesses, so it's up to you to figure out how to defeat each machine. You can use the focus scan to highlight machines that not only display their own unique strengths and weaknesses, so you have a better approach on how to attack accordingly to its weaknesses, but also highlights each body part on that particular machine which does more damage if hit, and some of those parts are removable and can also be used as a weapon. I can't tell you how satisfying it is removing a Thunderjaw's disc launcher and absolutely fucking him up and anyone else with it in my sight. You know what else I find really satisfying? The fucking sound direction. Seriously, I can't control my erections every time I attack something, whether it's getting headshots on humans, attacking body parts on machines, to knocking machines with my spear. You can't.
like fighting these things, because there's...
What were you doing out by the fork?
It was a picnic.
Identifying weaknesses isn't the only thing the focus can do, however. You can also locate certain objects in order to solve certain puzzles, see how many enemies are around you, and basically make you aware of your surroundings. If you ever played any of the Batman Arkham games or the Witcher series, you know exactly what you're getting into. Aloy's default weapons are her bow and arrow along with her spear that's used for close combat and stealth kills. However, there are other weapons that she can obtain. You can also buy stronger variants of these weapons, and some of them come equipped with elemental ammunition, which you can modify, by the way, using modification slots. And the rarer the weapon is, the better attributes you obtain with it. If you would like to have some practice with your new weapons, head to the hunting grounds and you'll be shown how to fully capitalize on how to use them. If you are running out of ammunition, you can craft some on the fly just like in Rise of the Tomb Raider, giving you have enough resources which you can find anywhere. And before anyone says anything, I'm perfectly aware that Rise of the Tomb Raider wasn't the first game to use a crafting concept, so let me save you guys the trouble before you go spamming it in the comments. Anyway, it's not just weapons you can get from merchants, but also outfits, resources, traps, potions, you name it, the merchants have it, providing you have enough metal shards, which is this game's currency, and specific machine components. You can acquire these by looting machines after you killed them. However, they're completely random, so if you're looking for a specific machine part, you should visit specialist merchants or go to different sites where those machines lie. So just set a waypoint and then fast travel to the nearest campsite and you should be good to go. When it comes to the outfits, there's a wide variety to choose from. Each outfit comes packed with specific damage resistances, which range from elemental attacks like ice, fire and electricity to melee attacks, increased stealth, and you can also modify it so you have the ability to combine resistances so you have multiple effects, and they all come in a light, medium and heavy variation. This basically means an increase in resistance and modification slots, and can add multiple outfits to your inventory, so you can make specific sets with their own modifications. So feel free to choose which suits your liking. There is no right or wrong option. It's all about choosing the right outfit that you think would benefit you. I personally like to go for the Banuk Ice Hunter outfit because I love its design and fuck Glint Hawks. But I also like to dip into the Shadow Stalwart outfit from time to time. The blindness and deafening invincibility is pretty nice, and the Noir Silent outfit speaks for itself. It's increased stealth, I mean come on, do the math. And the less I say about the Shield Weaver outfit, the better. If you can't get a particular outfit or weapon at the moment and want to find specific parts, you can create custom jobs which appear on the heads up display, which updates in real time, saving you the time to go back to the menu to find out how many Strider hearts or Spot skins you need. One of the most beneficial game mechanics in Horizon Zero Dawn is the ability to override. This means you are able to actually control the machines. Well, kind of. When you override a machine, you're basically hacking into their CPU and reverting their hostility towards you, and instead turning their hostility towards other machines and fight with you, which is very helpful by the way. Or jump on their back and mount them if you override a Strider, Broadhead or Charger, which is also helpful. And if you override a Tallneck, more of the map will be available to you. In order to do this, however, the machine cannot be aware of your presence, so hiding in red bushes and sneaking up on them or luring them to you is the best way to do it. The thing is though, you are not able to override every machine, well at least not yet anyway. So how do you do it? Well, that's where the cauldrons come in. Just look for these icons on the map and you make your way there. If not, Alo's just going to keep telling you how much she wants to override a particular machine but can't do it.
That's a machine I can't override. Not until I've learned more.
Alright, so here's the problem I have with this. When I said you can kind of control the machines, I meant they will assist you, but there's no way of actually controlling them. You can't command them to target specific machines or anything like that, and I'm completely baffled to why this is. Yeah, sure, in most situations that I was able to override, they were close by, so they were easy to spot, but what about the times that when they're further away from you? Oh, hey, what's going on, Trampler? My name's Aloy. It's nice to meet you. Now, if you could just do me a favor, now that we're buddies and everything, could you just do me a favor and attack your fellow brothers over there? I understand you guys love each other very much and all that, but I can't progress until you're all dead. So help a sister out, you know? Okay, what you're looking for is right in front of you. What the fuck are you doing? Look, I appreciate that you're not attacking me, but come on.
2,000 years later.
Are you sick? Alright, you know, fuck this. Alright, so I have to take out all you bitches before. Oh, for fuck's sake! Honestly, overriding is very useful, but come on guys, if you're gonna make this a thing, you've got to give us full control of these machines. Thankfully, as I said before, I don't need to do this most of the time because they're close to each other, so the deathmatch begins pretty much after you finish overriding. But when they're not close by, Well, shit like this happens. When talking about the quests, the side quests in particular, I was worried about at first. And this is because I have friends who have played way more RPGs than I have. I was told that the side quests are just as important as the main quests because they actually add to the main story. Now, the reason why I was so worried about this is because of my past experience with side missions, especially with Mirror's Catalyst and Batman Arkham Knight. Those are probably the worst examples, serving absolutely no purpose and just being boring ass fetch quests. And I thought to myself, if I had to do that shit here in order to get the full story, I was just like, ugh. Thankfully, that's not the case. I can say for the first time ever in my experience that the side quests are worth doing. They actually serve a purpose here. I'm genuinely interested in the shit that these people are going through, and I want to help them out with their problems, and depending on who you talk to, they can actually help you out later on through the story. You don't have to do this to beat the game, but it's nice to have the option. This gives me an incentive to actually do these side quests, and I'm so fucking happy to say that. Mate, I don't know if I'll be able to put this into words, just how much I truly love and enjoyed this game, but I'm gonna try. I was completely immersed and invested in this game from beginning to end. From the story, which is one of the best video game stories I've seen, by the way. It's a close second to The Last of Us. Every time I finished the main mission, I just wanted to know what happened next. Whenever I picked up my controller to play Horizon, it was extremely difficult to put it down, to the point where it became unhealthy. I'm not bullshitting here when I say this, but one of my gaming sessions was over 8 hours long. That is insane. I have never spent that large amount of time playing a game ever. But I just couldn't help but explore the beautiful environments, whether it was the cauldrons, tall necks, the machines, or just the entire map in general. And I noticed I haven't talked about Aloy as a character yet. Well, what I can say is that she's a captivating figure, very strong. You can tell that she's gone through a lot of shit, but that's what makes you connect with her. When she's struggling, you can feel that struggle, and she doesn't let that stop her, and you witness that from when she's a child. I also like that despite her being treated like an outcast her whole life, she doesn't come off hostile to anyone that requires assistance from her, even to the dickheaded arseholes known as the Noah tribe. She's very down to earth to everyone that isn't an enemy, and that's very admirable. She even lets you in on her thoughts from time to time depending on her current situation, which gives you an even bigger connection to her because you know what she's thinking.
If my machine charges, it'll flatten. Never takes long before scrappers come looking for parts. Look out below! Haven't you got anything better to do? That one held.
I knew I heard that voice from somewhere. Shout out to Ashley Birch for doing a fantastic job for the voice acting for Aloy. I know her for playing Chloe Price from Life is Strange, and while I'm on the subject, the voice acting for the most part is incredible. Mostly everyone sounds like complete naturals for the roles that they're playing, although there's a couple NPCs that sound like they're bored as shit. But other than that, I really like the voice acting for this game. I must say though, my favourite voice actor has to be Lance Reddick, who plays Silence. I just love his smug and arrogant persona.
I've got bigger problems to deal with than your crap.
Congratulations. You just graduated from whining to throwing a temper tantrum. I'm sure Elizabeth would be proud.
But other than that, man, for someone who's practically avoided RPGs all this time, it really makes me wonder what the fuck was wrong with me. I have been missing out tremendously if other RPGs are on this caliber. Not only is this one of my favorite games of all time, but one of the best gaming experiences that I've ever had. And I know that's a bit of a stretch, but that's truly how I feel. I 100% recommend this game to any RPG fan, and even the ones that aren't. This could really change your mind like it changed mine. What an incredible first impression to my RPG library. Well, I guess I can put into words just how much I truly love this game, and I'm so glad I came across it in E3 last year. And the fact that it was a total risk made by Guerrilla Games, I can safely say that the 2.7 million copies sold worldwide in the first month alone, beating Breath of the Wild, speaks for itself. Not to mention that there's already a story expansion on the way, which you already know I'm waiting for that to come out. Now, in terms of other RPGs, what other RPGs I might like? I'm really curious. Now, I already have Nier Automata on my radar, which will be the next review, which I hope to get done by the time Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy comes out, but don't hold your breath for that. You guys already know the gap between this game's release date and the time of this review, so. Now, is it me, or is this section of the wall, I don't know, lacking something? I'm gonna sort that out real quick. Well, anyway guys, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, this is Stealth signing out.